I'm going to start off this video by showing you all the parts I put into the case before I show it to you. It's based on a Corsair Obsidian Series 750D, and the motherboard is a Sabertooth 990FX 2.0. This is their military spec edition. Basically everything in there is overkill. Super safe motherboard for overclocking. I highly recommend it. I'm putting in two EVGA GeForce GTX 780s. They are super clocked from the factory, 3GB DDR5s with GPU Boost 2.0. And the power supply is a EVGA Supernova 1300 watt G2, gold rated. And I'm running a fan speed controller. It's the Sentry 2 from NZXT. It has automatic and manual modes. In auto, it uses the 5 included temperature probes that you put throughout your case on whatever you select to raise and lower fan speed automatically, or you can do it manual. It's up to you. I'm cooling the CPU with a Corsair H100i. It has Corsair Link software to monitor the temperature and raise or decrease pump speed and fan speed automatically, or you can do it manual. I'm using two Samsung Evo 840s, and they are both 750 gigabytes each. I don't have any mechanical drives in the computer. I wanted to stay away from those. I replaced pretty much every fan in the case with Corsair's retail series fans. They're a little bit nicer and they come with the colored trim rings. I also have a few AF140 red LED fans as well. On the static pressure fans and some of the smaller case fans, I'm using the red rings here. And they include the extra fans as well, blue and white. The reason they only come in red, blue, and white is because you can take the white ones and paint them any color you like and snap them on in place of the other fans, or excuse me, the other rings. You can have green, pink, purple, whatever your heart desires, and then just snap them on. I'm using a card reader. It's the NZXT Aperture M. It has pretty much any card slot you could imagine on it. I'm running Windows 7 Professional. The reason I'm running Pro is because I'm running 32 gigabytes of RAM. And if you run Windows Home Edition, it won't recognize that much RAM and you will have wasted your money. You gotta run Windows Pro for 32 gigabytes and above. Speaking of RAM, the Sabertooth is capable of running 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is crazy overkill and a waste of money, so I'm only running 32. For the processor, I've got an AMD FX 8350. The stock speed on it is 4 gigahertz, and I'm running it at 4.5. You can safely run it up to 4.7 on the H100i. The fan speed starts getting a little bit high and noisy, so I brought it down to 4.5. It's nice and quiet. I'm running all of my games on Ultra, and it's perfectly silent. And there's the case. Smoked plastic side panel on it. Looks pretty nice. I'll be removing the side of the case and showing you the inside shortly. Okay, got the side panel off, and there's the inside of the computer. Lets you see the radiator. I'm running quad fans in push-pull mode. They're really not spinning that fast. It's pretty efficient. I am running a game in the background that is processor intensive. And the Corsair logo glowing on the pump in the center is programmable to whatever color you like. I have red right now. As for RAM, you can see it right there. I've got the G-Skill Ripjaw, 32 gigs. The motherboard can handle 64, but that's overkill, like I said. The rear fan is a 140 with the red trim ring. The two GeForce GTX 780s in SLI mode. I did not overclock these. I can quite a bit further, but they're already super clocked from the factory, and running two of these is just overkill as it is. One of them would be enough to run my games. There's the EVGA 1300 watt power supply and two 120 fans in the bottom. The only complaint on this case at all was not even really worth mentioning, but I will anyway. If you remove the two drive cages like I did here, it opens up a hole right here, and you can see all the wires behind. Try and get a better shot here. So I just bought a piece of rubber from local hardware supply, slid it with a razor knife, put some double-sided tape on the back, and now you can't see the wires behind. And you still have a grommet right here. Just shove all your wires through. There's my two SSDs right there, 750 gigabytes each for a total of 1.5 terabytes. And the two 140 red LED Corsair fans in the front, which I will show you shortly. So here's the front of the case with the fan speed controller. I'm using Fahrenheit, yes I know. I prefer it to Celsius. 102 is the socket temp for the processor. I have my temperature probes on all the important things in the case. 85 degrees is the radiator. Those are just the SSDs. And 96 degrees is the G-Skill Ripjaw RAM. And again, you can control fan speed manually, or you can put it in automatic. It's up to you, and it'll spool up or down according to your set temperatures you program. There's my card reader. Pretty much any card you can imagine it'll read. A couple of USB 3.0s here. Got my Asus Blu-ray drive burner. I actually prefer the case with the front panel removed, and I'll show you why right now. Couple of red LEDs, and it doesn't really get much louder when you remove the front panel of the case, and I think it looks a whole lot cooler as well. Excuse the poor video quality. This is being filmed on a cell phone, and you can leave it off because it comes with a dust filter in front of the fans. So you're not hurting anything. You're not pumping dirt into your computer at all. Snaps on and off very easily. I'll show you the top of the fan, the top of the computer. Comes with a magnetic dust filter. Works quite nice, easy to clean. I'll turn off the lights and show it to you in the dark. I think it turned out pretty well. Not too bright, not too dark. If I didn't put the split loom red tubing on those black hoses, you couldn't see them at all. Looked pretty plain. So I think it looked pretty good. I'll show you my keyboard and monitor. It's an Alienware keyboard. Never had any issues with it. Great macro keys. Very fast response. Excellent keyboard. Using a Razer Imperator mouse. It's been flawless for years, as well as the keyboard. And I'm running all my settings on my games on Ultra. No problems with anything, no jitteriness, no lag, nothing. Yes, I'm showing off on my big mount right now, but why not? Flawless. Okay, last but definitely not least, I'm sure you noticed the case is a little bit tall. There's a reason for that. I built a custom stand for it out of 18 gauge steel and then painted it with a hammer tone black paint. Lets me store all my junk in there. Memory cards, software, headphones, flash drives, all that good stuff. DVD ROMs. Gets it up off the floor, keeps the dust out of it. Ball bearing slides, works quite smoothly. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.